Hello, this is Oaknorbus White. We are going to do word problems that involve real numbers. Let's review the keywords that go with word problems. Any of these guys, yields, is, was, were, is equal to, equal, these guys, when you see them, they always imply an equal sign. The second thing you need to know, when somebody says more than added to increase by total sum plus add, that implies an addition. The difference minus subtraction always is implied by less than, decreased by less by itself, difference subtracted from, or minus. There may be other ones, but these are the ones that I can think of right now. Multiplication, they will tell you if something is multiplied by product of, that's a good one, 50% of 2, 50% times 2. Double, triple, times 2, times 3, times itself. Division. Division can be implied by a little bit more obscure way. Among, something among, shared equally, that means you're supposed to divide at some point. Divide, divide by, divided by. Quotient. Somebody talks about sharing something, that may imply division. Equally distributed. 2 over 3, 2 divided by 3. Exponents, square, 2 square, 2 cubed. All right? So those are exponents. So kind of put them on flashcards and let's see how this works out. 2 1/3 added to negative 3 1/2. 2 1/3 is added to negative 3 1/2. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's try to do that. How do I do the 2 1/3 added to negative 3 1/2? All right, I'm supposed to subtract, take the difference, and the answer is going to be negative. So I have to go to the side and do this fraction business. So I need to take the difference between 3 1/2 and 2 1/3. Put them in the same denominator first. So that one is 3 and 3. That one is 2 and 2. Rewrite. 3 and 3, 6. 2 and 2, 6. The difference is 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. The difference is 1 and 1, 6. And it is minus because this one is negative. Okay, how about another one? 2/10 subtracted from negative 3/4. Let's put this in here so there's no. 2/10 subtracted from negative 3/4. So here's negative 3/4. And I'm going to subtract 2/10 from it. 2/10 is simply that. Okay, negative, negative. So how's that work? Is going to work out. You are going to add these two numbers and the difference is going to be negative. Okay, so 3.4 to the left, another 0.2 to the left is going to give you negative 3.6. Okay. Quotient of 9 1/2 and negative 3 1/2. Quotient of, that means divide, 9 1/2 and negative 3 1/2. Does it make sense? Now I change them into improper fractions. 2 times 9, 18, 19 halves. 2 times 3, 6, 7 halves. And what do? You go and you take the top. You change the division into multiplication and flip it. And guess what? I have a negative. The answer is going to be negative. And these two will go. You're going to end up with 19/7. Okay, you can also go back to mixed number. 2 times 7 is 14. I have a 5 left. You can also do that, and you can put that negative in front of it. So you ended up with a negative. Quotient of 9.5 and negative 3.5. You could have done the same problem with decimals. Sum of negative 2.6 and 5.5. Sum of means this. How do I do that? Take the difference. The difference is 2.9, and this is negative positive. It's going to end up positive. I don't have to put a positive in front of it. All right? Okay. Quotient of 2.5 raised to the power of 0. What does that mean? Quotient of 2 and 1/2. Quotient of 2 and 1/2 raised to the power of 0. This one can be interpreted 2 different ways. So if I go quotient of 2 and 1/2, the whole thing raised to the power of 0, that's going to give me 1. Or I can say quotient of 2 and 1/2, quotient of 2 and 1/2 raised to the power of 0. You can go quotient of 2 and 1/2. Oh, no, you cannot really interpret that way. So this is fine. Quotient of 2 and 1/2 raised to the power of 0. You can also think of it. Quotient of 2 and 1/2 raised to the power of 0. So this one is not a good problem because this can also be interpreted as quotient of 2 and 1/2 raised to the power of 0. If that is the case, that is 2. So since this is obscure, I'm missing a comma or some kind of something, this problem is not a good one. So pay attention to obscure problems and always ask, is there a comma or do you need to make a change in your tone of voice? How about this one? Is there any obscurity or is this good? 3.5 decreased by negative 2 and 1/10. Negative 2 and 1/10 is that. 3.5 decreased by that. So 3.5 is decreased by that. So this problem is 3.5 is decreased by negative 2 and 1/10, which is the same as 3.5. Double negative is positive. So you're going to end up with 5.6. Does it make sense? 3.5 decreased by negative 2 and 1/10. All right. So these problems, you have to read them a little bit slowly. Okay, let's look at this one. Total of 2, 3, and negative 4 and 1/10. Total of means you're adding 2, 3, and what? Negative 4 and 1/10. So this is left to right, 2 plus 3, that's 5. And subtract 4.1, that's going to give you 0.9. Very good. How about this one? Negative 2.6 decreased by the difference of negative 3.1 and 5.5. Negative 2.6 is decreased by what? Since it's the difference of this two, so I put parentheses. Difference of negative 3.5, 3.1 and 5.5. So this one is going to give me 10.6, okay? And this one is negative 2.6, and now I have a double negative situation. That's going to give me this, negative positive. So I take the difference, that's 8. Since this is going with the positive, it is positive 8. You see that? Negative 2.6 is decreased by the difference of this and that. You take the difference and then subtract positive and done. Okay, how about this one? Jane owed her mother $20.5. She gave her back $10.6. Write her financial situation in algebra. Okay, she owed her mother $20.5. That means it's a bad thing, so it's a negative. She gave her back money. That's a good thing. So here's the algebra. 20.5. And the difference is 9.9. The thing is, since this is negative, it's negative. What does that mean? She owes her money. How much? $9.90. Does it make sense? All right, very good. Okay, how about something like this? Today's lowest temperature was negative 12.5 degrees. By the night, it dropped another 5.4 degrees. What's the temperature at night? So it was negative 12.5. So dropped kind of implies a subtraction. Okay, so it's even colder. That is going to be 17.9, and it's negative. Okay, it dropped, so it's a negative. So you have to kind of interpret these word problems, and they are not always straightforward, but if you read them very slowly, word by word, I think you'll be okay.